Katie. No, because imagine the propaganda and brainwashing from your own husband, I might add, that is required to disseminate this message. That it's feminist propaganda that keeps women from having kids, not the increasing maternal mortality rate, not the lack of reproductive care that helps all women and people throughout their pregnancy, and especially women whose pregnancies might not be viable. It couldn't possibly be the soaring costs of living, gas, groceries, housing, etc. And certainly it has nothing to do with watching human-induced climate change ravage our planet. No, because child rearing is only oppressive if your government fails to make child rearing viable. Part of my platform is dedicated to child-free content, and one of the most heartbreaking things about this is reading comments from mothers who desperately wish they could have more kids, but simply can't afford it. Or reading comments from parents whose children are disabled. And because our country is so ableist, it will always fall on your shoulders to foot the bill of all disabilities. But anyway, let's get back to Katie. Katie is a grifter. She's making money off of telling you that the most feminist thing you can do is make babies. She just so happens to be the privileged wife of millionaire Stephen Miller. Because it's pretty much always a privileged white mom telling you that childcare is not that oppressive, and if you can't figure out how to afford it, something's wrong with you. He also happens to be the ringleader of state-sanctioned violence against immigrants. Yeah, see, he only cares about being family first if your family isn't an wait, hold on, that's not true, because he actually comes from immigrants who were escaping Belarus in the early 1900s. I forgot. But anyway, back to Katie. Well, see, Katie actually has a podcast, and there's been chats about this podcast being acquired by Paramount. And here's why this is important. So say you start a podcast, but you don't have a millionaire husband who's well-connected and can get you a bunch of divisive politicians to give your podcast some kind of boost, because the only time that your podcast does any numbers is when somebody comes on who provides some shock value, like JD Vance and this fuck-ass loser. Because when you're starting a podcast and you're not a privileged white bitch, it's really hard to do that podcast, especially if you're a mom, because it's not just let's record and then we'll put it on Spotify. It's editing, it's producing, it's cutting, and also she's got video involved. These women are so good at weaponizing their unique set of circumstances against you. But make no mistake, if you start a podcast, it's going to be hard. You're not going to pull any kind of numbers. She can barely do it without people like Bryson DeChambeau. Fuck you, dude. So she centers white nationalism. She upholds the patriarchy. She perpetuates rape culture on Capitol Hill. She says if you're a young woman on Capitol Hill, part of the culture is your victimization. And she does it because it gives her access to power. In this screenshot, she's confirming something that a lot of us know, which is that MAGA loves when you bait them. She says she loves when she gets hate DMs, reports them to the FBI. So my call to action is block her.